Well, we're all looking to make some, some smart moves here, and with our retirement and our investments in a very, very difficult environment, you may be, there's a lot of time you may want to look at blue chip stocks near record lows and the Dow around the 7,000 mark. Is it the time to buy? If so, what specifically do you do? That seems to be the question that I'm getting from a lot of people. And Doug Flynn from Flynn Zito Capital Management is here this weekend to try to help us out. It's because we were in the last one. Cody Willard was here, and the ranting is coming on this. People are angry about what's happening. But then when you get down to the specifics, people have to live day to day. They have 401k plans and investments and everything else. So we have, hopefully, something we can help them out with right this weekend. And
yeah, and I think what we want to do is really sort of take it back to basics. We can't really rely on the government to sort of run spending less than what they make.
It starts off with the most basic thing, what the government has to do itself: create a budget.
Yeah, budgeting. There's a really easy way to do this because nobody likes to budget. No one has ever said to me, "Oh, I really like to budget."
Yeah, I know.
So an easy way to do it is we call it a 30-day basket. Just basically put all your expenses into a basket or a bucket or anything for one solid month, and then on a rainy day or on a cold day and then the following month, go through, pull it out, and organize it into what you spend. The key to doing that is you get a good handle on what you are spending. Are your household expenses less than 30%? Are you saving 20%? Those are key things you want to get towards. Most people aren't saving 20%, but if
they're not. You're
if
right.
you know what you are, then you can work towards that.
You can know what to cut back on.
Exactly.
And that brings us to our next point, which is it sounds like something Dave Ramsey would say is a big star in this network, but eliminate debt, right? Cut your debt.
And the problem is that because most people pay their credit cards at the minimum, if you do the math on that, it'll take you more than 30 years just paying the minimums on credit cards to pay it off. So you have to have a better way to do it. And so we kind of put together an example. Most people owe almost $10,000 on their credit cards and just pay maybe a little bit more than the minimum so they feel like they're getting somewhere. But that is not getting anywhere at all. There's a much better way to do it. So if we take a look at a way to pay them, what you want to do is you want to organize your debts into interest rate order.
Right,
and you want to sort of, like, most people just pay a few extra dollars and they have a certain amount of money that they're paying every month. But if you organize it into the lowest interest rate to the highest interest rate and pay the minimums all the way down, when you get to the very last one, meaning the highest interest rate one, put all that extra money towards that. Most people try to put a little extra towards every one, and that doesn't work.
A specific plan that would work.
It's a specific plan.
That's very interesting.
And what will happen is you'll pay off that last one much faster.
Yeah.
You knock that one out, and then you can move up the chain until you eventually get them all.
That's right, because a lot of people do have no idea how to do that.
They do not.
The other thing that's come up a lot lately, whether it's buying a house or a car, is people's credit scores, because the standards have been raised, it seems like.
That's right.
Keeping track of your credit score, how important has that become?
Oh, in this environment, it's very important. As an example, if you have a credit score in the mid-700s right now, you could get a mortgage below 5%. If you have a credit score in the mid-600s, that same mortgage is going to cost you more than 6%.
Which isn't terrible, right? This
not terrible.
Credit score?
No, it's moderate. If you're below that, you're going to have a tough time. But that raising that credit score a little bit makes a humongous
difference in how much money you're paying and the interest that you're paying.
And there's a couple easy ways to do it. Just you go to the government site, which is ftc.gov/free reports. That's the only government sanctioned place to get the free credit report. All the other ads you see are for some kind of a service they want you to sign up for monthly. But if you go to that site, ftc.gov/free reports, there's a link there for everyone in the United States to get a free report, find out what's on there, and start cleaning it up.
Know where you stand, and then you can make improvements on it. Now, on the IRA side, people saving for their retirement, good idea to go to the Roth as opposed to a traditional IRA?
Yeah, we did get a lot of calls. There was a lot of articles written. There were a lot of articles written about converting to a Roth, with the idea being that your portfolio is down. So if you convert it now, you'll pay taxes at a much lower point than had you done it a couple years ago. And that is all well and good. There's no doubt, if you do the math over the long haul, the Roth is one of the best investments you could possibly do. The problem is that I never see entered in is that when you do the conversion, you have to pay the income tax.
So there's always a catch.
There is, but you have to have the cash on the side to pay it. If you do the math and need the money for the taxes out of the conversion, it doesn't work.
Okay. Now, we have to run to a break here real quick, but we're all trying to save for our kids, too, for college. So what about these 529s?
Yeah, a lot of people that have extra money are deciding to hold back on the 529s because they're down. And you don't want to do that. The government just allowed you to make 2 moves this year. It was normally 1. So you could change investments around in there and try to put some more money and get the tax deduction. A lot of states offer that.
That's you could save on tax. taxes too, and you're trying to save in a rough environment. Doug, always great to see you. Doug Flynn,
Thank you.
Flynn Zito, and some good tips for people. A lot of those appeared in Smart Money, and we wanted to get Doug in to analyze them. So good stuff there. All right, in a moment, the economic downturn is continuing, obviously, and as it does that, well, there's a lot of interesting angles to it. One of them actually involves women's professional soccer, of all things. They have a league that's getting ready to kick off. What a rough environment to do something like that. So what's it going to mean for the commissioner of that league? Well, we'll talk to the commissioner coming up as we continue on Money for Breakfast Weekend. A lot more still to come.